Vikings looking to bounce back from their loss to Detroit on Sunday. This is going to be now the first of back-to-back primetime games for Minnesota for this week. Thursday Night Football on the road versus the LA Rams. As this video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. For the defense, it's very simple. Get after the quarterback. Matthew Stafford has been struggling. 3 touchdowns to 4 picks through the first 6 games. Not great. Their offensive line is banged up. Half of their O-line is on IR. Puka Nacua is listed as questionable, but I seriously doubt that he plays in this game because they just opened up his practice window. It's much like Dalton Reisner, his practice window was open. Same with TJ Hawkinson, listed as questionable, and they don't play against the Detroit Lions. Although with Reisner, it's more so when are you going to pull the trigger for him to start at right guard ahead of Ed Ingram? So I doubt that Puka Nacua plays. The Rams do get a healthy Cooper Kupp finally. Tutu Atwell is not bad as a receiver, but in the passing game, that's it. This should be pure domination by the Vikings pass defense, specifically this Vikings secondary. They struggled mightily against the Lions offense led by Jared Goff. You should bounce back this time around. Against the run, that's another story. Kyron Williams, 9 total touchdowns, 8 touchdowns on the ground, fresh off of allowing 116 yards and 2 scores to Jahmyr Gibbs, which, man, I gotta give it up to the guy. I see exactly why he has gotten the nickname Sonic and it doesn't even matter if you were hypothetically to trade for a Dexter Lawrence or Jeffrey Simmons just in the nick of time in order to play the Detroit Lions with those guys or without those guys on this Vikings team. Jahmyr Gibbs was still going to get his because he beat the Vikings defense off of pure speed, getting out to the edge and outrunning the nearest defender. But for the Rams, they are going to rely on Kyron Williams and the run game to set up the passing game because right now the run game is their strong point on offense. But very unlikely to have Puka Nacua, no Tyler Higbee. They got Cooper Kupp, poor offensive line, poor protection. This Vikings defense should go all the way off. They should bounce back. Holding this team to 20 points or less. And speaking of which, only one time this season through the first 6 games for the LA Rams have they scored more than 20 points. They're going to hold, the Vikings defense will hold the Rams to 20 points or less and force at least 2 turnovers. We're going to get to the Vikings offense, but first, sign up for BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Get a 150% bonus on your first deposit, a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000. Just use the promo code YouTube150. Sam Darnold plus 1,200 odds to win MVP. Currently top 5 in passing touchdowns, going up against some stiff competition for that MVP award with guys like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. But if Darnold keeps on par with his production, the last 2 games he's been good but not great, certainly nowhere close to the first 4 games that he played. So he's going to have to revert back to that version of Sam Darnold to start the year. But if he keeps on par with that level of production and the Vikings also follow that up with wins, so I've got 15-2 still. Worst case scenario, 16-1. Best case scenario, he's got a shot. Now going to the Vikings offense. The Rams, they are among the league's worst defenses. 26th in total defense, 8th most points allowed. They have 0 pass rush. Sam Darnold, you're going to have time in the pocket. Talking about trying to have a bounce back game. This is the whole theme for the Vikings, offensively and defensively, is to have a bounce back game. You're going to have time in the pocket. Pick this defense apart. Aaron Jones listed as a full participant, so he's going to be good to go Thursday night. Cam Akers, the backup. The Rams give up the 3rd most yards per game on the ground. Sticking with the theme of bounce back game, the run blocking. It was abysmal against Detroit. Get back to what it is that you do well. Talking about the offensive line, start Dalton Reisner. I don't need to see Ed Ingram slipping on invisible banana peels anymore. The jig is up. It's over. KOC, more versatility with the route running of Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. Mix in the intermediate routes. We need to give these two guys, this should be the best duo in the league, but they haven't really performed up to that level. Mix in the whole route tree for these guys. We need to see not just the vertical routes, the bomb plays, the deep post plays. We need to also see the slants, the curls, the 7-up and in routes. Use the entire field for these receivers that you have. I think the Vikings are going to win this game by a final score prediction 27-17. Your thoughts in the comments section below. The live stream watch party tomorrow starts at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, shout out to the folks at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino tomorrow night. It's a ton of fun. We'll see you then.